Alright guys, it's been a week since the last video, but we are back with another replay video. It's another Monotype video, but we're going back a couple of years, aka we're playing Gen 7 Monotype Sun and Moon. Very good meta game at the time. I mean, I wasn't really a Monotype main in Gen 7, I was still playing PU, but Monotype was definitely one of the metas I was playing on the side, you know, and SM Monotype is a pretty cool meta, to be honest. Like Gen 7 was before, you know, Nat decks disappeared, all of that. You still had Z moves, and Z moves, like even back in the day, Z moves were hated, but now everyone just looks back at Z moves and they're like, oh, Z moves weren't that bad. You know, we've had to deal with terrestrialization and Dynamax, so you know, Z moves have a special place in my heart. Either way, the reason why I'm playing Gen 7 Monotype is because it has its own ladder now back on Pokemon Showdown, which means that the ruins of Alph, basically the old Gens community of Smogon forums, decided to host like a little tournament for SM Monotype. So we're up here against Rahel here, and yeah, as you can see, game one is Dragon versus Dragon, so you know, it's a 50-50 at this point, but you know, I do think I have the advantage because they don't have Latios, for example. You know, like my Latios here is scarfed, so it basically just outspeeds everything on their team. So I definitely do have the matchup here just because of that one difference is basically how Dragon goes. But yeah, before I get into this replay, if you guys haven't subscribed yet and you've been enjoying the content recently, please consider subscribing to the channel for more content. We're on our way to 300 subscribers by the end of the year, and I know we can definitely get it here. We're almost halfway through with the year, so and we've been having some steady growth, so you know, it'll be good if we get to 300. I'd really appreciate it. But either way, enough of me rambling about SM Monotype. Let's actually get into the replay. And this turn one is probably like the most obvious of all time, but yeah, Altaria versus Altaria, who would have guessed, trying to get our Mega, you know, Fairy up. So, you know, Return does that much. They go for the DD, and I'm just like, okay, bro. So, I'm not going to stay in. I'm going to go Dragonite, because Dragonite definitely lives one hit at +1. And I'm Banded Dragonite, so E-Speed does that much damage. And obviously, Facade does no sort of damage. I was even expecting Return, to be honest, but Facade obviously does way less damage. So, they go onto their own Dragonite. I decide to E-Speed, because I'm like, let me break the multi-skill, because this is basically Dragon. You basically have to try and make sure that they don't get like 2 Dragon dances, or you're just kind of dead man. So I sat Curum here, and I was just like, is negligible for me, to be honest, because I can go into my Scarf Latios and start Draco Meteor, and if I missed there, I probably lost the game, but you know, that's just how the game goes, you know. So they go into their own Curum Black here. I go into Dragonite to sack it because it's not doing anything at less than 100% HP. I go onto my Garchomp, which is Focus Sash actually, so you know, I'm able to probably get 2 kills here. And you know, they outspeed me here. Don't know if this is scarfed or not, doesn't really matter. Like, I was sashed anyway, so I survived even if they were outrage. So I went for the outrage again, kills. They go Hydreigon, and Garchomp clicks outrage again. So you know, as you can see, in 11 turns all of their team is pretty much dead. I go into Mega Altaria because there's no reason to leave Garchomp in, like, to get confusion hacked, and then they clanger Soul Blaze and I lose. So you know, I go into my Fairy type, which is immune to that, and you know, the game's pretty much over. To be fair, I don't think Como runs Poison Jab that commonly. Like, realistically, he's usually clanging skills, Flamethrower, Taunt, and you know, what's the last move? Drain Punch. Yeah, you go fight and stab. But yeah, they never really run Poison Jab, so you know, Mega Altaria is always going to win from that situation. Now on to game 2. We have Ground versus Water. Now you're probably thinking, bro, how is man gonna win this game? Like, he's literally having a type disadvantage. That's the funny thing about Ground. Ground, every gen, or at least every gen that, you know, Monotype has been around, you know, Ground has had the water immunity, whether that's Water Absorb, Quagsire, you know, Storm Drain, Gastrodon, which has been the pretty much standard water immunity on Ground since, you know, Generation 5, and you know, Clodsire in, you know, Generation 9 as well. But yeah, Storm Drain, Gastrodon means I'm not instantly 6-0'd by Rain, so you know, I basically have to play around it like perfectly. I can't really misplay this game if I want to try and win. But yeah, in terms of what I was thinking of leading off with, Scarf Diggersby here with the Wild Charge. Pretty solid into water, I must say. Diggersby hits like a truck, so you know, I was definitely thinking of leading off with that, because I know that they could try and go up Rain as soon as they can, and then like go Mega Swampert, try and sweep my ass. So yeah, also luckily I was Fizz Death Gastrodon, so Mega Swampert wasn't gonna blow me up with Earthquake either. Still does a lot of damage, but you know, we take it as we can. So they led off with Gren and they led off with Diggersby. I was thinking this was like some, you know, Sash lead, but at the same time, Sash lead on water just sounds like a waste. So they give me Pelipper turn 1, which is probably the best thing I could have asked for in my life. So now they go Mega Swampert, I go Gastrodon, my Fizdef Gastrodon. Takes Earthquake decently, I'm not gonna lie. Like, Gastrodon doesn't really have a high defense stat, but when you have a high HP stat, you know, it's, you know, pretty solid bulk, I must say. So they go on to Greninja. I click recover again because I didn't want them putting me into a cure range of anything, and you know, I go Garchomp on the grass knot. Now I see this damage, I'm like, is this thing specs? Like, I felt like it was specs, but next thing you know, I click rocks here and, you know, they just kill me. So I was just like, damn, Gren actually just does that much damage. I was just like, fairs. So that's dead. I go onto my Scarf Diggersby because I really threaten this mon. I go for the EQ because it's the highest damage move I have. I'm also not return on this Diggersby, so I anticipated them to like kick Psychic or something to harm Gastrodon. I didn't think they would surf hard into me, but, you know, that play actually worked out well for me because Manaphy is now in range of Earthquake damage and they've lost their only ground immunity. So, you know, Scarf Diggersby is definitely putting the work here versus water. Don't low roll either, so, you know, Manaphy's dead and I'm in a pretty solid spot. So I go Gastrodon now because that is still my, you know, water check. Ice Punch does like no damage and they get a rock, so I'm just like, cool. Gonna try and get a Scald Burn here. Doesn't burn, you know, it happens, I guess. And they go Toxapex. I'm like, cool, let me try and burn Toxapex. Doesn't happen, you know, it's just the game we play. So I go Drill because I know they're not really gonna, they might Toxic me, but they set up a T-Spikes, and I'm just like, calm. I'm gonna Rapid Spin here because like I don't want these hazards up. So that works out for me. I go Landorus T because I was expecting an Earthquake coming out again, and this is offensive Landorus T with Z-Fly, so, you know, Swampert's dead. Like, Landorus with Z-Moves is so strong, like, you guys don't even realize it. So I go into Excadrill here, and, you know, they click Ice Beam, and this is like a bulky drill. I think it's Spadef drill, so it does a decent amount. They do go for the Tectonic Rage, which I personally was not expecting, but yeah, so they turn into a ground type. Don't really have anything super effective to hit them with, but I decided to U-turn because at least I would have gone Chip. Like, because the thing is, EQ was not a guaranteed kill on Greninja. Surprisingly, he's not a guaranteed Oko. So, you know, I decided to get some chip with U-turn if they did manage to stay in. They're obviously not Choice Scarf, so, you know, Choice Scarf Diggersby outspeeds Greninja, and then I would have like sacked like Mamoswine or Landorus depending on that situation. Preferably probably not Mamoswine because I still need to get some chip on Greninja, so Ice Shard would be pretty nice there. And you know, I go out into Banded Mamoswine here, which just destroys Pex. Like, there's no chance of them ever living that attack. And they go on to Keldeo. I go on to Gastrodon to see the damage. Sacred Sword does 50. And I'm like, yeah, that is just choice specs. Obviously, I had to calc that to see, but all I realistically need is chip on Keldeo, so Diggersby Earthquake can, you know, revenge kill this mon. And yeah, it should be in a pretty solid situation. Now, I actually go Landorus here, actually, which I'm shocked. Oh yeah, I went Landorus because they're locked in, so they can't even hit me with Icy Wind or Scald or anything like that. So yeah, Earthquake deals with Keldeo, and then his last one's Gren. Like, I have my endgame played out: sack Landorus, Ice Shard, chip Greninja, and then Oko. You know, Oko Greninja with Earthquake from Diggersby. So yeah, start the game. This is how you play a disadvantageous matchup. Obviously, Ground has the tools to actually play around its, you know, weaknesses, you know, so is one of the better types, always has been in Monotype. Like, for example, let's say I was Rock. You think I'm out playing Rock with there's a case for Rock in Gen 7. I'm not gonna lie, like, Cradily still a Pokemon which should handle most of everything on water. Like, Cradily has enough bulk to handle, you know, Mega Swampert, but yeah, Gen 9 water versus rock, there's no chance, no shot. Like, there's no playing around that, you just lose. But at least in Gen 7 and like Natdex formats, you do have a shot. But yeah, quick video here. But yeah, because I've been busy recently. So the MRL week 2 will be coming out after this video, probably next day or something, because I'll try and get this video out on the 11th. And then the 12th will be MRL, then maybe the 13th, depends on what happens. But I feel like I'm gonna do like some discussion video. But yeah, thanks for watching this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed some throwback to the past with Gen 7 Monotype. Definitely one of my favorite old gens. And like, to be honest, I haven't played much Gen 7 on the channel since, you know, it was current gen when I was playing PE on. That was like back in, that was before like November 2019, so it has been quite a while. But yeah, thanks for watching again, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.